From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Well, not a bad stretch of some drier and warmer weather here, but we're going to be back to more of a winter-like pattern here, or kind of spring-like as well, because it's not going to be terribly cold, but snow levels are going to drop a little bit here. Let's talk about our weather headlines. First of all, the rain returns with the possibility, with of course gusty winds, and the potential for the thunderstorms out there as well. Now we're looking at off and on showers through the weekend with snow levels between 4,000 and 5,000 feet. Now we're going to be looking at them kind of starting off fairly high, probably about 5,000 feet and higher, and then could drop down to as low as 3,000, 3,500 feet at times. But again, on average, between 4,000 and 5,000 feet. And now it's beginning to look more and more like the models are trending for a drier solution for your Easter Sunday. We'll take a look at that in a little bit more detail here in a second. Here is your neighborhood forecast at a glance. And the 6 neighborhoods that we cover here at Weather NorCal: Valley, Trinity County, North Coast, Siskiyou County, Modoc County, Eastern Mountains. You pick where you live, you pick where you're going, and that's what it's looking like out there here for today. All right, let's take a look at that satellite image here. You can see this ridge of high pressure, which is kind of in place. We got a bit more of that northwesterly flow. That doesn't really support the rain, although we did see some showers late last night and early this morning. But now, of course, things are trending drier. But we still have those clouds kind of filtering through here for today. Meanwhile, we've got the storm system off to our west right here. That's what's going to be here by tomorrow and eventually giving us that rain, and not to mention gusty winds and even those lower snow levels. So let's take a look at Futurecast. Here's today at 5 o'clock. There's the clouds I was talking about kind of coming in from the north and west, but still looking at dry conditions throughout the day today. By tomorrow morning, we're starting to see that first kind of pushes some moisture here. Now this is not going to be terribly heavy. Scattered showers out there. The main cold front is off to our west right here. So that's tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Dry for the valley, dry for the eastern mountains. But as we go through the morning hours, you can see some light showers will pretty much be the case here for the valley and eastward. Heavier rainfall along that main cold front here at the noon hour. Could even see a few isolated thunderstorms in there as well, with snow levels between 4,000 and 5,000 feet. Now we take you through the afternoon on Wednesday. There you can see, of course, most of the rain looks to be in the higher elevations. Looks like a lot of the valley is being shadowed by this rain, but the north end around Redding and even the east side around Chico could see a better chance for some of the showers, but I do expect to see less in the way of activity for places like Red Bluff and Corning. But notice in the mountains, Trinity County, east of the valley here in the mountains, looking at some heavy rainfall there at times as well. And again, snow levels still between 4,000 and 5,000 feet. But also notice behind this cold front, we're actually seeing a bit of a drier trend here for the north coast. But that won't last forever, because once the cold front moves out, then we've got another disturbance moving through on Thursday. So we look at Thursday morning, look at more snow on the map here indicating lower snow levels. I'd say between 3,500 and 4,500 feet. Now, this is when I expect to see a bigger impact on some of the mountain travel. And when I say bigger, it's still not going to be a huge impact. It's just going to be bigger than what we're going to see on Wednesday because of the lower snow levels. Heavy rainfall, maybe some thunderstorms here Thursday morning for parts of the north coast. But again, fairly dry conditions here for the most part to start the day off on Thursday for the valley. Then we go into Thursday. Around the afternoon hours, scattered showers, maybe some thunderstorms here. There's the snow in the higher elevations. There you can see scattered showers and thunderstorms for the north coast as well, and not to mention for pretty much everywhere in the mountains, including Siskiyou County and Modoc County as well. But again, we're seeing that snow out there. This is when you've got to start keeping a close eye and close attention to those chain requirements if you have to travel in the mountains through the day on Thursday. Now, the severe outlook is showing that tomorrow, the best chance for thunderstorms will be for the north coast. And then as we go into Wednesday night and Thursday, we're seeing that including the valley and some of the surrounding foothills as well. So again, we can't rule out the potential for those thunderstorms. And as you know, especially this time of the year, we get some of that colder air aloft, and we could certainly be looking at the potential for kind of a bit of a repeat. Maybe not the exact same locations, but a repeat of the potential for some accumulating hail in some areas here with those thunderstorms that should pass through. Now, looking at the storm strength, of course, it's not an issue today, but by tomorrow, you see that? That's the highest level of instability. That is where we're seeing the best chances for thunderstorms on Wednesday. Then we go into Wednesday night. Look at that. We're actually seeing the potential for some of that instability, even for parts of the valley and just east of that. So Wednesday night, we can't rule out some thunderstorms along the coast here and for the valley and some of the mountains just east of the valley. Then we go into your Thursday. We're seeing a little bit of that limited instability, but again, can't rule out some thunderstorms even for the valley, and not to mention even along the coast for your Thursday. So we got a lot to watch here over the next few days, because it's not just the rain, but of course the potential for thunderstorms. And there's the amount of rainfall. Again, there's that shadowing we're seeing in the central part of the valley, Red Bluff and Willows, for example. But we tend to see a bit more rainfall the north end of the valley, and not to mention around the Chico area and the surrounding foothills and mountains, and of course much heavier rainfall as we take you off along the coast and less to the north and east. Looking at the forecast snow totals, there you can see you have to head up pretty high in elevation before you start getting upwards of a foot or two of snow. But this is where we do expect to see some heavy snow, some of the higher elevations. This is where we're going to run into issues here for chain requirements. I don't anticipate any chain requirements on I-5 though, but there you can see limited amounts of snow in the lower mountain communities. I mean, even in Chester, we're still not going to see a lot of snow at about 4,500 feet there, right? And less than an inch out towards Alturas and Quincy and Portola. And we're lucky if we see any accumulating snow in Mount Shasta City. Mount Shasta, you're going to be right at that borderline where that rain-snow mix is. Dunsmuir, I think you'll be lucky to see any accumulating snow as well. And of course, mainly in the form of rain for Weaverville, and not to mention Hayfork. Now let's take a look at the winds, because the winds, yeah, they'll be a little gusty for us, generally from the south at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. But take a look at what happens when we go into Wednesday morning. There you can see that cold front passing through, gusts 20 to upwards over 40 miles per hour. There's a wind advisory for this time frame there as well, by the way. And some very gusty winds for central Siskiyou County, kind of in that Shasta Valley corridor on I-5, could run into some issues there. Then we go into the afternoon and evening, and there you can see the heaviest, strongest winds along the valley here. South winds at about 30, maybe 35 miles per hour, maybe even stronger. And then there you can see those gusty winds also off to the east. And then as we go into Thursday, the winds will subside a bit, but still pretty gusty at times here as we take you through the day on Thursday. There you can see those gusts upwards of around 20, 25, maybe even 30 miles per hour at times. So still a bit on the windy side for your Thursday. Meanwhile, we take a look at all of the activity we do have over the Pacific. That is heading our way. This is something I've been talking about here this week, and not to mention last week. So we take a look at Futurecast, and there's the first storm system. That's what's going to be moving through us. We saw the timing of that on our hyper-local Futurecast, right? This is just kind of giving a broad perspective of things happening beyond what we'll see here through Wednesday. This low pressure system will continue to bring us showers on Thursday. Meanwhile, this storm system begins to develop and wrap around that area of low pressure and develop a storm on its own. And then eventually on Friday, that will bring us more rain. That's counterclockwise flow around that low will help to transport that moisture northward. And there you can see, even on Saturday, even as it shifts to the south, we still have that flow around that area of low pressure, bringing us more rainfall and low elevation snow, or higher elevation snow on Saturday. Then we go into Sunday. This model has been fairly consistent with bringing less and less chances for rain on Easter Sunday, because now it's to our south. We're seeing more of that northerly flow of winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere. This isn't really going to help to support that potential for rain on Easter Sunday. And it looks like as that low pressure moves off to the east, we've got high pressure building in the day after Sunday, Easter Sunday into Monday, with a ridge of high pressure building in and warmer temperatures making their way into the forecast as well. We take a look at the rainfall outlook here as we take you through Monday, and there you can see again, we're not seeing as much rainfall for the central part of the valley, but more out towards the north and to the east. And of course, the heaviest amount of rainfall through next Monday is what I'm expecting, most of it to be along the coast and even some of those inland areas as well. All right, so for today, temperatures will be in the mid 60s for the valley, and for the mountains, we're in the low to mid 50s. Places like Trinity County around 60, low 60s inland, and those mid to upper 50s out along the coast. Let's take a look at your neighborhood 7-day forecast region by region. We're going to start off with the valley here, and there you can see that chance for rain here for Wednesday, and then maybe some thunderstorms. So we could see thunderstorms as early as Wednesday for the valley, but I think the best chances in the valley will be Wednesday night and into Thursday. More rain coming in on Friday, more showers off and on at least through the first half of the weekend. I'm keeping that chance for showers on Sunday, Easter Sunday, but do bear in mind that we're starting to see less and less chances. The forecast models are trending drier for your Easter Sunday. North Coast, inland, and not to mention Trinity County neighborhood forecast. There you can see those snow levels between 4,000 and 5,000 feet. Off and on chances for rain at least through Saturday. As I mentioned, slimmer chances on Sunday. Your Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and your Eastern Mountains neighborhood 7-day forecast there. As you can see here, we're looking at those snow levels between 4,000 and 5,000 feet. Off and on chances for rain at least through Saturday. Chances really begin to diminish by Sunday and especially into Monday.